We've ignored one of the statements in the original application requirements. The new system must manage business, residential, government, and educator types of customers. We don't currently have anything in our model to handle customer types. There are several ways we can handle these types. One option is to use inheritance. Inheritance provides a mechanism for defining classes that are a more specialized version of another class. For example, we already have a customer class. We could create additional classes that define more specific types, such as a business customer class, residential customer class, and so on. The customer class in this example is referred to as the parent or base class. Each specialized class is called a child or derived class because it is a derived special case of the class above it in the hierarchy. Each child class inherits or takes on the members of its parent class. In our example, the business customer class inherits all of the members of the customer class, including the customer name, email address, and so on. The specialized business customer class would only need to implement the additional features for the specific type. In this way, the specific classes leverage reuse in that they are using the properties and methods already defined in the parent class. Each class in a lower branch of the hierarchy has an ISA relationship to the class above it in the hierarchy. So a business customer is a customer and inherits all of the properties and behaviors defined for the customer. A residential customer is a customer, and so on. If the requirements warranted it, we could expand the hierarchy even further and define local government customers and state government customers, and so on. When implementing inheritance in C#, a class can only have one parent class. C# does not support multiple inheritance. There can be any number of inheritance levels, from customer to educator to high school to teacher, and so on. Defining subtypes using an inheritance hierarchy can be helpful when first thinking about the classes and their relationships, but they are not always useful when defining the classes to implement. Only build an inheritance relationship between classes if the derived classes have specialized properties or behaviors that require unique code, and you can significantly leverage code reuse from the base class. Let's think about these customers. Will there really be much difference in the code for business versus residential versus government versus educator customers? If not, the easiest way to define the subtypes is with a simple type property. We'll see how to use inheritance to reuse code in a later module. For now, let's add a customer type property to the customer class to handle the type of customer. Here, in the customer class, let's add a customer type property. That should do it. The class now has a property that represents the type of customer. Let's finish this module with some checklists you can use as you define the relationships between the classes in your applications.